Here's the thing, I was actually planning to review both of these Studio Series 86 figures, which are Youngkeep and Ironhide. But then this big boy showed up. So, Guardian Robot, what is he and why do I love him? Well, to start off with who Guardian Robot is, well, let's just say he's an obscure character that's from the original G1 cartoon. Long story short, they're pretty much peacekeepers that are pretty much once were a big number until the Decepticon War happened, and then almost every single Guardian Robot or Omega Sentinels that they were renamed later on, which is pretty nerdy. But yeah, only one of them pretty much survived, quote unquote, and that one pretty much became Omega Supreme with an actual personality, different coloring, and an actual name. Well, this specific guy that doesn't look chunky enough, considering the original G1 animation model literally is a chunky dude, pretty much didn't have a head in one episode and was pretty much destroyed by the Autobots because the Decepticons pretty much reprogrammed it. And this is literally a recolor of the War for Cybertron Siege Omega Supreme. Or as I like to call him, the Blueberry Frosted Omega Supreme, with some vanilla. But before we continue onward, make sure that you leave a like, comment and subscribe, and as well hit the notification bell button once you subscribe. And to support my channel even further, I have a Patreon. Okay, let's start off with the guy that no one cares about. And I don't talk about Guardian Robot, I talk about this little shit. So this little moon rover is literally Lunar Tread, which is literally a repaint of Countdown. And if you thought Countdown was an obscure character, well, this character is literally a nobody. I tried to search up his name and yeah, this is basically a nobody. And he also transforms into a I mean, I do like the colors more than this guy, but he's still nobody. Also, his articulation is pretty standard, but of course impressive with a knee belt, but that's pretty much it. And of course you can also convert him into a sort of one of those Micromaster kind of way, where you just transform it like so, but you also bring the arms like so, and then you are pretty much done. And then you also flip down this peg, move up this god-forsaken camera, because I have no idea, but then you literally take this guy and just plug him, well, pretty much like, oh, so. I'm not joking, this is literally from the instructions. Just shows how pointless this guy is. But before we also continue onward, let's talk about the accessories, shall we? For the accessories, he literally comes with 3 of these best effects. And of course, one of them can literally combine with the longer one, the short combusting, the short wide combusting, and the chunkier explosion. Which all of them comes in a paper bag. And all of these 5 pieces can literally combine to literally form something that is literally a biggest, well, Christmas tree explosion. And that is pretty damn sweet. And as for size comparison, here we have it next to my other 2 colored explosions. I do love that. And of course here we have it with this little, weird Christmas tree. Looks like an ice fountain. Anyways, what you can do is literally have this piece. Wait, hold up. You can literally plug one of them, the big one here if you want to, but I suggest you should not, because this will droop down. So for easier storage, you can literally put this shorter one into this one. And the big one as well can literally just go for this rotated with ratcheted claw action, which is so satisfying. And you can plug it right here. And for a more explosion, that is sweet. Or, if you want to, you can literally take all these 3 effect parts and you can literally plug them into the tip of the claws. Like so. And now it's literally fired from his fingertips. Or, you can literally take all the accessories or literally do some creativity and literally just plug it whatever all these spots that has effect ports like here and here. Because he's literally blast bluish compatible. Like, this is insane. Alright. Anywho. Let's bring up the camera even more. Or just take the phone here and just see the noggin. Which, given this is literally a repaint of Omega Supreme, the noggin looks absolutely stunning. Well, nothing like the Guardian robot. Well, considering the Guardian robots are literally nobody until they pretty much got a little bit more kind of personality later on in the overall franchise. But yeah, you can see all the mechanical detail and the chunkiness. And yeah, I looked up in the overall animation model, and he didn't have an Autobot symbol, which is, well, I can literally add on my own just to make him Omega Supreme. But yeah, overall, this is just a long, big, chunky, BFG looking robot. And as we take a look at the behind the overall robot, it is just so damn clean. And of course, just seeing the overall compatibility of this giant robot is just outstanding. The fact that this is literally a re-released, repainted figure that was outstanding, actually fun to mess with, is just that impressive. Like, wow. I always wanted an Omega Supreme, and I'm kind of glad I have one, just in color blue. But yeah, overall, I am quite impressed. Now, as for the overall articulation, this guy, it does have just a hinge up and down, literally a hinge system, which I will show you up here. It has a bit of a hinge joint here, which makes you make him look up that far. You can maybe make it even look up even more further, but oh yeah, I forgot to mention the light piping, the most outstanding light piping ever, because it's just on top here, but even then, he still brings light, no matter what you do. That is actually well built in light piping, much better than the other, well, people that say the light piping is pretty good, which is they're pretty much wrong. But yeah, he has a little bit of a swivel on the head, which he can literally spin his head and just fire cannon at you. That's also a thing that you can do. It has a, well, let me just bring down the camera now, because oh my god, he has a ratchet rotation, but I can go 360 degrees, but due to these wings, literally track wings, it is a bit limited. But he has a 90-degree elbow, which is, I'm pretty much fine with that. He has a, well, bicep rotation, and of course shifty motion, but that's more for the transformation. As I stated before, he has ratcheted wrist swivel, hinged fingers, which you can get so much impression. Oh no, I got shit. Anyway. As for the other arm, he has a 90-degree bend, and it also has a little bit of rotation on the cannon, and he can shift inward and outward. In jet. When he sees a fembot. Anyway, all jokes aside, he has also a ratcheted swivel. Oh, so damn neat. He has a kick, but I don't know why it kicks out that much. I would have loved if he kicked out a little bit more, but I do not want to risk it. I may look up a little bit later on to see why he doesn't kick out that much, but here's a fun fact. His back movement has more rotation than the front, which is pretty much shocking. And of course, he also has a 90-degree bend, and of course, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Around 5 clicky joints of the ankle pivots. So yeah, this guy moves, despite his size, moves pretty well. But it's quite a workout. While he may be quite a big boy, he may not be as big, or actually, for size comparison, here we have him next to my other big boy, Legacy Metroplex. And, oh my goodness. I mean, if you count the wings as the size, he pretty much is like, well, the same size, but for heads, well, Metroplex is literally a head taller than him. It's just, what in the Lord of Tarnation, what in Primus Sync, what have I done? And, of course, here we have him next to Studio Series Bayverse Optimus Prime, Elite 1, Bunny Suit Girl, Osuki Mamako, and of course, Lunar Tread. And of course, what's the comparison without SNES Monsters Godzilla 2021 and the NECA Godzilla 24-inch long, head to tail, from 2014. Holy smoke. But now let's get to overall transformation, shall we? First things first, what you're gonna do is literally just untap the back section, slide out the wings like so, put them on the side. Then what you're gonna do next is just untap the arms like so. Then what you're gonna do next is just untap the front section, open up. Oh yeah, forgot to add that he has actual painted missiles, which is pretty impressive if you want to help even more. But what you're gonna do now is just, well, untab this section, which this one plugs into this port. And of course you bring out this side. Let's take a look at transforming this overall unit. You literally open up this flap, which we will talk about this one a little bit more later on. But what you're gonna do is just, well, pretty much bring out these these cannons right here and then snap into place, rotate them outside. Then you just flip out this cannon, rotate it. Then you just flip this panel back on. Then you just hinge up these pieces. Then you just need to have the head connected to this cannon like so, and of course flip down this like so, fold up the treads and then snap into place. And of course take this tab right here and then you just tap it in like so, boom, and now you're just pretty much done. So now for the overall arm, what you're gonna do now is just take these hands, do it like so, and then you just collapse it like so. And then for the other arm, you just also collapse it as well. But what you're gonna do later on is just, well, you fold in these panels, then you just snap it into place. You just collapse it. Well, before you do that, you need to fold out these panels like so. So you just have everything done. And then you just collapse everything. Make sure that these hooks are pretty much connected to these panels right here, and then you just snap into place with the help of these tabs on here. Boom. I'm pretty sure I did it all wrong, or actually right, but yeah. Here we have the rocket, a pretty big ass rocket, not gonna lie. That's a huge rocket. I wish my schlong was that big. Anyway, what you're gonna do next is that you take this panel right here, rotate it like so. Then what you're gonna do is just split open your legs. Then you fold in the legs like so. Then what you're gonna do next is just fold up these panels right here. Fold them up like so. Maybe do the same for the other leg first, and then you collapse it, and then you pretty much are. Oops. Before I forgot to mention, you need to also flip down this panel here just to make everything support, like so. And of course you fold it on like so. Fold everything in. Here we go. Bring out this box on the background. Then you literally take these threads, just fold them up, and then bring out these support up. The supports that. Then you just clip. There we go. One into place. There we go. And considering this is literally based on the original G1 figure, but done a bit better quote. But yeah, you just take these guys and just fold it up like so. Make sure everything snaps into place like so. And then you take the rocket, you place it like so. And then you just take this tank right here, and boom, now you have the base mode complete. And holy smoke, this is, well, damn. I literally had to zoom in into 0.6 in order to get this into frame, and even then it's still not in frame completely. So let's start off talking about the tank, which it is an impressive big chunky tank, because for the overall size comparison, here we have it with the Elite 1, and boy, is this one big. And I haven't figured out to transform it yet, but I will do it later on. Well, let's start off with size comparison. Here we have him next to Laser Prime, and oh boy, this guy is big, sizable tank. Impressive. And of course, his functionality is that he can literally flip off the hood, right, this flap, and then you can literally place, well, Lunar Tread here, and then you just collapse it, you know, just to secure him in place, or even when he goes to battle. He just deploys Lunar Tread and goes into mission, and of course almost bump into the overall panel. But yeah, I do love the overall mechanical detail they literally put into this figure. But the only negative about this figure is that he cannot rotate the overall turret, because the head is literally connected to it. So in order for a possibility to even rotate, you literally need to well, hinge out this tab right, the head, and then you literally just have it deployed like so. Well, literally just do it like so, and then you have literally free range. But even then, it looks well, maybe if you do that, maybe you can give free range, but even then it looks horrendous, so I do not recommend if you do that. So that's kind of a feature that is a bit disappointing, but I'm pretty sure there's more options that, or literally possible ways to literally get him to rotate without bumping into things. But the cannons can literally move up that far if you literally get to aim the Decepticons up in the air. And of course, having the blast effects, which this one is pretty much, it is amazing. So you literally can arm this guy up to the teeth. This guy is literally armed. Don't not fuck with this tank. Or if you want even more of a kind of caboose, you can literally have it like so. Okay, maybe not. Okay, now. Boom! Well, enough with the tank. Let's talk about the base, which, well, I do like the overall placement here. And of course, you can literally flip down this panel if you want to do ramps, which it is ramp compatible. And yeah. And of course, the overall tread. The tracks here that you can literally just place any kind of minifigure like him and just play around, or literally have Optimus Prime literally go around this track. But in actuality, you're supposed to have this tank literally go around this track, even though it is a bit non-functional at some places. But if you do some kind of stop motion, you can do a little bit of tricks and such. Which, to be frank, this is literally an homage to the G1 kind of figure, where the tracks is the overall tank is literally electronic and literally spins around the overall turret around the base, which is pretty impressive. But for this is literally, well, a 15 plus figure, so the overall functionality of that is just gone. And all you have left is just non-electronic base, which of course you can literally just place whatever you want in this kind of emptiness, maybe some minifigures and all that sort of stuff. And of course you can also open up this flap, which it is compatible with just placing figures and all that sort of stuff. But the meat and potato has to go for the rocket, because boy is this one long as boy, and you can literally put off these effects just to make it look impressive, maybe just like so, or even that matter. You can literally put so much creativity with this kind of rocket. And of course, if there was some kind of effects where there was some kind of shading here where the overall fire was just going here, or was it here? Doesn't matter. Where the fire literally just pretty much burn out the overall rocket, but then it was extinguished later on. But in this kind of rocket, it is pretty much non-existent. And of course, they gone with the transparent orange claw, which fine. It is actually quite nice to see that gone, because, well, I know some people don't mind it, but it is a quite weird feature. But I'm glad that it is transparent. And of course, you can also flip out this panel just to get, well, control panels. So you can literally place any kind of sort of legend scales or any sort of figures. And of course, the only negative is that it also pops up real easily, but it is also snaps back on easy as well. But that's pretty much all for the functionality. So, yeah. What can I say about this space mode? What can I say about, the space mode? Yeah, it's quite a fun kind of display kind of base mode. Is it perfect? Of course not. Nothing in the world is perfect. Well, it kind of depends who you're from. And there are some features that could have improved. But overall fun factor it is quite fun to mess around with. That I can literally say. Which is why I kind of like this figure, is that it's literally meant to have fun and also display it if you have that much room, which sadly I do not have because, oh boy, for size comparison, here we have him next to Godzilla 2014. And now he has something to destroy. You better prepare yourself, Omega Supreme, or literally Guardian Robot, because Godzilla is well known for not stopping. And of course here we have him next to Metroplex Alt Mode, which I'm gonna show images of, because well, fuck you, I'm not gonna transform him right now in the video, because it will take too long and actually will take out too much time for my taste. But in short, Transformers Legacy Evolution Generation Select Guardian Robot, aka Omega Sentinel with Lunar Tread, is actually quite an outstanding, well, re-release of the original Siege figure of Omega Supreme. Of course, it's not one-to-one to the overall the G1 appearance. I mean, the G1 is quite chunky and thick. Well, this is more, well, thick, but doesn't have the exact kind of proportions or actually looks-wise. But to be kind of homage to it, it is quite impressive. And I do love that there's a chance for people to actually get this mold, because the actual figure is quite sold out, and boy, do I not want to pay scalp price for the original one, because fuck that. But yeah, I mean, the overall articulation is quite astounding. The overall playability is nice. The effect parts, I do love them. I do wish they came in the kind of gummy cola flavor, but whatever. And of course, the rocket is the meat and potato of this overall mode. And of course, the tank is quite fun, even though the turret could have executed a little bit better. But overall, if you want the Omega Supreme, but don't matter if it's the wrong color, then this is a shot for you. But if you have Siege Omega Supreme, then I mean, this is an easy skip. I mean, it's just for those that kind of missed out on the first release. And I'm quite glad that I have it in my collection. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about Guardian Robot. And yes, I heard about the upcoming Nemesis figure. I am looking forward to get that one in my collection.
Hi everybody, thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you like what you see, then please hit the like button. And if you want to share your opinion, then let me know in the comment section. And also share this video to everybody else. And if you really want to support the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. And also hit the notification bell button to get notified when my next video is going to be. And if you want to support the channel even further, I have a Patreon. It's only $1. Now, that's enough for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, only time will tell when my next video is going to be. And until then, I'll see you all next time. Peace.